It's time to get started. Welcome to the 2018 Golden Bishop Awards. My name is Dwayne Todd. I serve as the Vice President for Student Engagement and Success and the Dean of Students at Ohio Wesleyan. We come together today to celebrate and recognize the outstanding achievements of students, faculty, and staff at Ohio Wesleyan. We've been impressed by your many accomplishments and abilities to reach new heights as leaders. Your biggest fans surround you today. OWU faculty and staff, members of the alumni board, and your family and friends. These are people who have closely followed your collegiate careers. They have supported you in many ways and have watched you grow and are excited to celebrate your success today. Before we get started, I ask everyone to please silence or turn off your cell phones. I'll wait. I want to make sure you do it. Also note in your program that there are descriptions of the individual awards because our presenters will spend their time speaking about the recipients themselves. Now join me in welcoming our first presenter of the afternoon, Dick Kinsley, Director of the Ohio Campus Compact.
Well, it's a pleasure to be here today. I'm going to call up Chloe Dyer, please. And it's my pleasure to present to Chloe the Ohio Campus Compact Charles J. Ping Award for Student Community Service. Ohio Campus Compact, we're a statewide nonprofit organization. We work with colleges, 42 campuses here in Ohio. We work to support student and institutional participation in community service, service learning, and other civic engagement activities. We are part of a national organization, Campus Compact. There are 31 state and regional offices around the country, and we have a national office in Boston, Massachusetts. The Charles J. Ping Award is named in honor of Charles Ping, past president of Ohio University and one of the founding members of Ohio Campus Compact. This award is designed to recognize and honor undergraduate students who provide outstanding contributions and leadership to community service on their campuses, their local communities. This award is a statewide award granted annually to only a handful of students across the state. To be eligible, a student must not be nominated by their president of their college or university, complete an essay, and provide documentation of their leadership in their work. This year, we're recognizing 12 students with this award across the state. In addition to the certificate of recognition, the top 2 Ping Award winners also receive a $250 legacy honorarium to be given to the student's charity or community partner of choice. I am pleased to present this award to Chloe today in honor of her work, particularly with the Food Recovery Network. Since she's been leading that organization, Ohio Wesleyan has donated over 2,500 pounds of food to the Grace Clinic. And so she is providing her honorarium in her name, $250 to the Grace Clinic as well. So congratulations.
Hi, I'm Sally Lieber, and I want to say it's a really big pleasure to be with all of you here this afternoon. I am here. I also want to make one note about Chloe. On Friday, I got an update, and Chloe's work with the Food Recovery Network has netted 3,000 pounds of food. So thank you. All of this has been repurposed in the Delaware community. So, the first award I'm giving is the Sarah Paulin Casto Student Humanitarian Award. And this award is given for exemplary dedication and leadership in public service on campus and in the global community. I am sure it comes as no surprise to most people in this room that this year's recipient is Trevor Martin. Trevor, will you please join me on the stage? Right here on the X. Okay, so Trevor is in many ways the face of activism and grassroots organizing at Ohio Wesleyan. His tireless passion is evident in all aspects of his life, whether he's tabling in Hamwell, interning with the new social justice major, connecting theory to practice through service learning in his various courses, or canvassing every single weekend and all day, every day during spring break to help Ohioans in need receive essential support like utility reconnection. Trevor has worked to combat climate change with Defend Our Future, and he served as one of the founding members of the Young Democratic Socialists of America at both Columbus State Community College and at Ohio Wesleyan. Trevor's greatest passion is working with the Ohio workers, where he is part of the grassroots movements, which is working very hard to implement the Sustainable Development Agenda of 2030, starting with the #1 goal, which is to end poverty in all forms everywhere, right? Okay, so Trevor, we are so excited to watch your career unfold. We feel very lucky to have you on campus for another year, and we are super excited to see where this goes. Thank you.
Thank you.
Lots of stuff. Okay, so our next award is the Patricia G. Young Award. And Josh, I would like to invite you to come up. Joshua Epkins, folks. So the Patricia G. Young Award, as you'll see in your program, is named after a trustee who spent her life working in juvenile court systems and with mediation. And she retired recently as a senior judge in her home state of Idaho. And I mention this because so much of what Josh has done is in line with the same goals as Patricia G. Young has worked toward in her life. Josh received multiple nominations for this award for his long-term work with the Juvenile Court Team Mentoring Program and for his commitment to learning about social, emotional, and economic issues that affect today's youth. Patty Cram, the director of the Team Mentoring Program, noted, "Josh is very kind, energetic, and caring. These are qualities that have made him a wonderful mentor. Josh knows the importance of education and has passed this on to his mentees. He has persevered in helping even when it hasn't been easy." And I will tell you, I know it hasn't been easy, so thank you for that work. Josh has also worked with the Columbus Initiative, and he recently extended his education by volunteering with the School Social Work Association conference over spring break. And it was this really cool thing where he could volunteer and work sun up to sundown, but he got to go to all the sessions for free. And so what I think about Josh is that he's this wonderful combination of characteristics that he is very kind, he's very inquisitive, and he's already a lifelong learner. And I am really proud to present you with this award. Congratulations. Okay, I have 2 Bridge Builder Awards to give, and the first one goes to Emily Howell. Is Emily here? All right, thank you. I'll explain the award while she's coming up. An Ohio Wesleyan Bridge Builder is someone who goes above and beyond that which is expected, creates meaningful and lasting relationships, and positively impacts individuals and organizations in the community. So, I would like to use the words of Emily's nominator because I think they are so on point. Dr. Lori Anderson said, "Emily has shown exceptional leadership in the area of enhancing environmental sustainability on the Ohio Wesleyan University campus. Specifically, she was instrumental in developing and building support amongst faculty, staff, and students for the sustainability plan. This plan lays out a broad vision for Ohio Wesleyan's work toward a more sustainable future, with attention to clean energy, local food, waste management, habitat improvement, and curricular engagement. The plan was approved by the Ohio Wesleyan administration in November of 2017. Without Emily's persistence in meeting with numerous constituencies, revising the plan, and guiding the plan through various phases of discussion, this would not have happened. Emily, we are better because of you, and I want you to consider this award a clarion call to continue. Thank you so much." And finally, I would like to ask Erin Fletcher to join me on the stage. Now, Erin is relatively new to Ohio Wesleyan, so some of you may not know her, but I am 100% sure that all of the students in this room have actually seen some of the connections she has made between our campus and the community. Erin is the director of the Ross Art Museum. This year, she created and presented Inside Outside, a three-part series which shows non-traditional ways in which you can make bridges for connections. The first part you saw, and it was flags and banners hanging on the art museum. It was called With Radical Love and Fierce Resistance. These banners rebranded the museum as a site for generative questioning, social cooperation, and bridge building in response to the social division that occurred after the 2016 election. Part two was the shadows we cast. And if you cross Sandusky Street at nighttime, no doubt you saw images, architectural images being cast on the front of the art museum. These images were archival photos of Delaware's past projected on Delaware's current. And they showed a lot about who we were and who we have become. Part three, which is in process, is the colorful art installation by Columbus native and noted artist Queen Bishop. You probably have seen this being painted on the accessibility ramp on the Ross Art Museum, and this is a really apt metaphor because it invites others who have not always had access. So to create this exhibit, Erin created spaces for Ohio Wesleyan students and Delaware residents to come and discuss the ways in which many people and many groups have not always felt represented in art museums. And the final project is a distillation of the aspirations of these conversations. So in my first conversation with Erin, she said she wanted everyone to feel comfortable in the art museum. She wanted to make it a place that is relevant for all. And you have done just that. You have built bridges in and out of the Ross Art Museum, and we are excited to see what comes next. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Dana Beam, and I am excited to share with you the recipients of the Student Involvement Awards. First, we will recognize the 2018 Club of the Year, Rafiki wa Africa. Will those members please join me on the stage? This year, Rafiki wa Africa returned to campus in the fall with a mission to build community for Africans and Caribbeans, to share and teach about their identities. The club is a safe place for people to explore, enjoy, and learn the heritage and cultures within the countries of these two regions. After several inactive semesters, Rafiki restarted in October of 2017. Since their return, this determined, strong, fun, and family-oriented group of students have made a name for themselves on campus. In only 6 months, Rafiki has hosted and co-hosted the following activities, of which I'm sure I'm not going to name all of them. First, Rafiki Meets OWU, which introduced Rafiki to the whole campus and school and informed the students that the club is a space open to individuals, not only Africans and Caribbeans. Then, Stop Slavery in Libya, where a public poster campaign was displayed on the campus to educate about the crisis. They coordinated efforts to get students to attend the release of the Black Panther and held follow-up discussions of the representation of cultures, women, and clothing within the movie. They held a Valentine's Day date auction, which raised funds to support a nonprofit refugee educational campus in Uganda. And most recently, celebrated with an event called Onyesha, which included an African print fashion show, spoken word, music, and of course, good food, all related to African and Caribbean cultures. In the words of their nominators, Rafiki is back and has done so much for the OWU community. We're glad you're back and cannot wait to see what Rafiki Wa Africa does next. Congratulations. This year, I'm excited to present the 2018 OWU Spirit Award to 2 recipients, the first of which is Miss Courtney Carmichael. To quote directly from her nominator, whether it has been working with Sisters United, University Phonathon, the Women's Resource Center, or in her internships at Brown and Columbus, Courtney has quietly led and inspired others around her to act with dignity and fight what is right. She has been fully engaged in activities ranging from Butterfly Confessions to President's Club to Campus Programming Board, serving fully as a model member for those members and as a leader. Courtney has actively engaged students and in changing OWU for the better. She has served as a voice of reason and has never backed down when questioning fairness or equality for all students. Courtney faces fear and uncertainty head on. She stands up for others when they don't have the courage to stand up for themselves. She is an ethical leader who serves humbly and steadfastly. This authentic, determined, and creative young woman embodies Ohio Wesleyan University's statement of aims, which states, "The university defines itself as a community of teachers and students devoted to the free pursuit of truth." It is my pleasure to award and congratulate Ms. Courtney Carmichael. The second recipient of the OWU Spirit Award is Kristen Nooney. Unfortunately, Kristen isn't able to attend today, but we'd still like to honor her by reading what her nominators have shared. Kristen Nooney has truly served OWU. During her time on campus, Kristen has managed all of her co-curricular efforts while still prioritizing her studies most impressively. Not surprisingly, she's done this with a smile on her face and a love in her heart for the campus and community. This optimistic and authentic leader has inspired confidence in those around her. Her impact on campus included leadership roles in the Campus Programming Board, Wesleyan Council of Student Affairs, Ohio Wesleyan Marketing Group, OWU Faith and Justice, and many honor societies. As a founding member of the French Club, it should not surprise you that Kristen also values taking her OWU experience off campus. On 2 different occasions, Kristen traveled with OWU to Haiti as a part of a spring break interfaith mission team. She studied abroad in France and participated in French immersion program at Middlebury College. She participated in both travel learning courses and through Theory to Practice grants. As a Merrick mentor, she made sure to share her knowledge and experience with others so they too could benefit from the opportunities here at OWU. Kristen is a trustworthy leader who inspires confidence in those around her. Through her many areas of engagement on campus, she has been an advocate for all that OWU offers. Thank you to Kristen Nooney for modeling the way and leaving such a positive impact at OWU. Congratulations, Kristen Nooney. The 2018, skipped a page. Yes, a Student Organization Advisor of the Year is Mary Jeffries. Mary, would you please join me? As described by her nominator, Mary Jeffries, Associate Chaplain of the Catholic Community, is the guide and the glue that keeps the organization strong. Mary creates a safe and fun environment for any student that's present. Mary provides her community members with a variety of service projects while also creating a space for discussion and for prayer. Some of these events organized under Mary's leadership included making sleeping bags for the homeless out of recycled materials, volunteering at Feed My Starving Children events, participating in Crop Walk, raising funds for Hurricane Harvey victims, participating in the March for Life, and listening to presentations or watching documentaries at regular meetings. In conclusion, her nominator writes, Mary is essential to this campus and to the community. She works hard, harder than anyone I know, and never stops searching for ways to help those around her. Thank you, and congratulations, Mary. The 2018 Program of the Year this year is awarded to Delta Zeta's Turtle Trot and Fall Festival. Ladies of Delta Zeta, would you please join me on the stage? The criteria for this award suggests that the winning program demonstrate ingenuity and creativity, and provide a significant contribution to the Ohio Wesleyan community. Delta Zeta's inaugural Turtle Trot and Fall Festival did just that. The event demonstrated ingenuity and creativity by better connecting OWU and the Greek community to the Delaware community through its sponsorship program and through its public outreach to the event. Particularly, Delta Zeta showed ingenuity by raising funds in a non-traditional way on campus. First, through their inaugural Turtle Trot, they hosted nearly 25 participants who contributed by paying to partake for the run. Secondly, the chapter acquired donations from WITS, Greater Gouda, Fresh Start Bakery, and Great Clips, which they were awarded as raffle prizes during their fall festival. These raffle tickets were sold along with fall treats to raise funds. And finally, the chapter also creatively coupled their race raffle and treat sales with the donations that were made for each member's personal Heart for Hearing page, where their members individually and independently raised funds for the Starkey Hearing Foundation online. Members of Delta Zeta worked in a variety of ways to creatively engage the community. They partnered with Delaware businesses and churches to display their event advertisements. Members also volunteered with Ascend Hearing, a sponsor for their event, by serving at the business's booth during the Main Street Delaware First Friday event in September. Finally, Delta Zeta held an event in town at Jay Gumbo's to promote the event and talk to people in the community directly about their cause. Although Delta Zeta's Alpha Rho chapter has previously hosted successful philanthropy events, this year's Turtle Trot and Fall Festival raised 300% more, I had fun calculating that, than their previous philanthropic events, with over $1,900 raised for the Starkey Hearing Foundation. I'm pleased to congratulate Alpha Rho chapter of Delta Zeta for their 2017 Turtle Trot and Fall Festival.
As the director of the first year experience, it's my pleasure to award the outstanding first year student. And this year that goes to William Christie. So if William, can you join me on stage, please? This year's recipient of the Outstanding First Year Student Award has been visible and involved on campus since before the beginning of the school year. During our orientation programs, William Christie made sure he connected with and got to know a number of individuals from fellow classmates, senior students, and university faculty and staff. Every time I saw William, he was in deep conversation with somebody. This connection to campus carried over into his first year as eventually he became the VP of the Board Gaming Club and became a member of a number of different organizations. This commitment to campus and involvement is admirable, especially since William is a commuter student. I know from personal experience how difficult it can be for commuters to become a part of a residential community, but William has been able to bridge that gap in his first year. Additionally, William excelled in the classroom during the fall semester, taking difficult courses that most students tend to struggle with in their first year. William continues to be a loyal and passionate member of the Ohio Wesleyan community who is also a critical thinker who values deep conversations. For these reasons and more, it is my honor to give the award of Outstanding First Year Student to William Christie.
Hi everyone, as executive officers of WCSA, we are here to present some awards. Our Best New Member Award goes to Jess Fernander. Jess joined WCSA as a senator this term, and we have been very grateful to have her voice in the room. As a member of the Budget Committee and the Slocum Hall Task Force, and a whole slew of personal involvement elsewhere on campus, Jess has a critical voice here at OU. She is sharp as a nail, remarkably kind, and undoubtedly passionate and successful. You deserve this one, Jess. Congratulations. Unfortunately, Jess was not able to attend, but we'll make sure that she gets her award.
Our recipient for the Best Overall Member Award goes to Greg Margavagis. If you could join us up here. He is serving his second term in WCSA. Some may describe him as the walking WCSA Constitution. He has written an impressive amount that comes to a total of, insert whopping number here, it's a lot, Greg, pieces of legislative, including bills, amendments, and resolutions. Greg exhibits his passion by coming to each meeting with a particularly knowledgeable approach regarding the Constitution, standing orders, and codified ordinances. He has rightly earned this award by his devotion he has shown. Thanks, Greg, for being an exceptional senator.
Okay. Our next award is the Donald G. Chenoweth Friend of WCSA Award. Brad, will you join us up here? This award is given in honor of a remarkable advisor to WCSA who went above and beyond during the 15 years he served to help the student government succeed. This year, we are honoring our advisor, Brad Polsini, with this award. He is diligent in attending not only full Senate, but executive committee meetings as well. His presence is valued because he always offers pragmatic input to steer us in the right direction so we can make informed, purposeful decisions. We'd like to thank Brad for his constant guidance and impressive commitment of his time. His positivity is contagious, and WCSA is thankful to have such a valuable resource and mentor. We truly appreciate the sacrifices you make to spend time helping us become the best student leaders we are today. Thank you for everything that you do, Brad. Congratulations.
Dr. Rojas, Professor of Foreign Languages and Associate Dean for Diversity and Inclusion, Now I would like to call to the front Mademoiselle Paris Nochman. Paris is a student of French, African American Studies, and History, unless I'm missing something else, because that's already very amazing. The fact that you're here, Paris, is so I can award you the Guy Service Award. Guy Service was a professor of sociology at Ohio Wesleyan who devoted much of his life to promoting and living by example the virtues and values of cross-cultural understanding and sensitivity to racial and religious diversity. And let me find what the peers that promoted you and the people in the committee, the students, staff, and faculty members said about you. For your constant encouraging of other students to understand themselves as part of a diverse world, and for being committed to social justice. According to your peers in the classroom, Paris is engaged with issues that impact Black people and other minorities and ensures that they are integrated into conversations when appropriate. She advocates for the importance of Black history and the understanding of the roots of many of the issues that people of color continue to face in the United States. Mademoiselle Paris Norman, a member of Rafiki Wa Africa, claims responsibility for sharing components from various African and Caribbean cultures with other students here at Ohio Wesleyan, and recently enrolled as a big sister. Her classmates also mentioned that she's a very, very committed friend, and also they admire the knowledge and experience that she has shared with them upon her return from France, where she studied abroad and had the opportunity to do research on the issues of Black people, particularly African immigrants that face issues in France. Even after these same immigrants played such an integral role for France during both World War I and World War II. Paris will definitely continue to grow and connect with people of the world and ensure that racial and cultural diversity stay on the forefront here at Ohio Wesleyan University. Congratulations, Paris.
Good afternoon. We come now to recognition of members of the President's Club. First, our seniors. Over the past year, President's Club has been an active and successful group. Members have served at Pritchard House events, organized a summer book club, a successful President's Ball, and collaborated with the campus programming board to bring Hassan Minhaj to campus. As we celebrate the success of President's Club, we would like to recognize our magnificent seniors for contributing to the longevity of the organization. On behalf of Ohio Wesleyan, we thank you for all of your hard work and contributions to our campus over the last 4 years. Information about their involvement and future plans can be found in the booklet that is at your table. I will call their names. I will ask them to stand as their names are called. I will ask you to hold your applause until all have been read. Senior members of President's Club this year are Michael Barr, Joshua Butt, Laura Benson, Connor Brown, Courtney Carmichael, Chloe Dyer, Ronnie Gwynn, Paul Heithouse, Alana Henderson, Madeline Jasinski, Shelby Shawzak, Jordan Larkin, Cassandra Oberly, David Robinette, Catherine Romeo, and Joelle Trubowitz. Please join me in recognizing and thanking these graduating seniors from President's Club. Thank you. One of the things Melissa and I enjoy most about the President's Club is the opportunity to interact when members of the club assist us in hosting events at Pritchard House, and it gives us an opportunity to become much better acquainted and to hear more about their stories, and we will miss this group of seniors in particular. After completing an application, an essay, and participating in an interview, I am pleased to announce the newest members of President's Club. Again, I will ask that they stand as their names are read, standing for the entire group announcement, and ask you to hold your applause until all names are read. Maxwell Aronson, a sophomore from Osterville, Massachusetts. Benjamin Arnold, a sophomore from Tiffin, Ohio. Carly Bigler, a freshman from Aurora, Ohio. Dunklin Copeland, a sophomore from San Diego, California. Janae Irvin, a junior from Cleveland, Ohio, who is unable to be with us today. Alana Guzman, a freshman from here in Delaware, Ohio. Holly Hickman, a junior from Washington, D.C. Evan Hudgens, a junior from Granville, Ohio, also unable to be here. Timur Iftikhar, a sophomore from Lahore, Pakistan. McKenna Hayes, a sophomore from Twinsburg, Ohio. Tia Karas, a freshman from Dayton, Ohio. Emma Lindell Johnson, a junior from Canton, Georgia. Ishmael Ozeng, a sophomore from Nicosia in northern Cyprus. Shay Manuela, a freshman from the Netherlands. Madeline Matos, a freshman from Gehenna, Ohio. Taylor Shineberry, a sophomore from Bethesda, Maryland. Brandon Richard Jeffrey Stevens, a sophomore from Louisville, Ohio. Alexandra Wamalawa, a freshman from Nairobi, Kenya. And Samantha Arilel Winkler, a freshman from Cincinnati, Ohio. Please join me in congratulating and welcoming the newest members of President's Club. Thank you.
It's now time to turn our attention to perhaps the most prestigious awards of the afternoon, the Meek Awards. Established in 1997 with a contribution from Philip J. Meek and Nancy Laporte Meek, both OWU class of 1959, these awards are bestowed on seniors who have demonstrated exceptional leadership service during their years at Ohio Wesleyan University and show promise to sustain that commitment throughout their lives. The award includes a financial gift credited toward existing student loans or a monetary award when there is no outstanding student loan. Due to the generosity of the Meeks, today's awards total over $10,000. Now, the 2018 Meek Leader Awards are as follows. Courtney Carmichael. Courtney Carmichael is from Nashville, Tennessee, and will graduate in May with a major in politics and government and a minor in English. Since her first year at Ohio Wesleyan, Courtney has been actively engaged on campus. She has held several leadership positions, including serving as the president and vice president of Sisters United, the marketing director of Campus Programming Board, and the Senior Nights Chair of Senior Class Council, among others. Throughout her involvement in clubs and on-campus positions, Courtney has cultivated a variety of skills that have transformed her into an emotionally intelligent leader and activist. Courtney also works as an intern for the Women's Resource Center and an administrative assistant for the Student Involvement Office, where she has worked for nearly 4 years. She was responsible for bringing several speakers to campus, including National Book Award winner Sonia Sanchez, author Tamara Winfrey Harris, YouTube activist Kat Black, and TV writer Cara Brown. In addition, she collaborated with the Panhellenic Council and Pleasure Pie, a Boston-based organization focused on sexual health, to organize a consent workshop. Quote, throughout Courtney's roles in these organizations, she has actively worked to engage students in changing Ohio Wesleyan for the better, says Leslie Melton, director of the Office of Career Services. She has served as a voice of reason and has never backed down when questioning the fairness or equality for all students being served by an organization. She has also done so while holding a job and maintaining high academic standards. Congratulations, Courtney. Our next award winner is Christopher Dobeck. Christopher Dobek is from Chagrin Falls, Ohio, and will graduate in May with a major in history and minors in education and classics. Over the course of 4 years, Chris has served as president of the Wesleyan Council on Student Affairs, secretary of the College Republicans, ritual health and wellness director of Alpha Sigma Phi fraternity, and president of the Astronomy Club. His leadership abilities also have paved the way for other notable opportunities. During the 2016 Republican National Convention, Chris was a guest panelist on CNN. He also was featured on NBC News, WTOL-TV, and NPR twice. In addition, he has interned for the Republican Party of Cuyahoga County, served as campaign field officer for John Haverstadt for Congress, and campaigned for Doug McGill for mayor of Salon and Ken Schaefer for Delaware City Council. During his tenure as WCSA president, Chris helped reduce the student involvement fee by $60 per student, installed a punching bag in Welch Hall's gym. There you go. Did you use it?
Yeah, I've hit a couple.
Okay, good. And lowered break housing costs. OWU turned me into a better student leader today than when I arrived 4 years ago, Chris said. Through hands-on experiences, trial and error, and workshops, I honed my leadership abilities. Besides serving in leadership roles during his time at Ohio Wesleyan, Chris also has had opportunities to engage in service, including mentoring a student through the Delaware County juvenile system, tutoring and teaching at-risk students at Linden Elementary in Columbus, and serving at the food pantry in Delaware. Given all that Chris's experiences in leadership roles, I believe that he has set himself up to be successful to lead, whether it be leading a classroom full of students to meet the desired learning target or leading his state as a congressman or school board member, says Sarah Cotta, assistant professor of education. He tries to be enthusiastic and positive in all situations. I believe that having this attitude is incredibly instrumental to success in any profession these days, but especially when faced with the demands of teaching. Congratulations, Chris. Next recipient is Chloe Dyer. Chloe Dyer is from Guysville, Ohio, and will graduate in May with majors in Spanish and pre-law and a minor in politics and government. Chloe has been an engaged and active member of the Ohio Wesleyan and Delaware communities since her first year. In fall 2015, she founded the OWU chapter of the Food Recovery Network, enabling hundreds of Delaware residents to receive food to ensure their nutritional needs are met. She served as founder and president at the Food Recovery Network for nearly 3 years and is currently working to ensure that the program continues after she graduates. Before arriving at OWU, I never would have described myself as a leader. I was a quiet and reserved homeschooled student, Chloe says. By the end of freshman year, I was not only seeking officer positions of existing organizations, I began the process of starting a new organization, the OWU chapter of the Food Recovery Network. Chloe's on-campus involvements include serving as captain of the moot court team, secretary and president of Pre-Law Club, head of peer mentor staff at the OWU Connection Office, and orientation leader. Michael Essler, professor of politics and government and coach of the moot court team, says students typically join moot court during their senior year or junior years. Rarely do students join earlier than that, but Chloe began participating in moot court during her sophomore year. Even more remarkable, Essler says, she and her teammate qualified for a coveted spot in the national tournament that year, and she earned honors for her individual performance at the regional level. Since then, she has played a major leadership role on the team. She has arranged practice sessions outside of the classroom, prepared model briefs to share with the rest of the team, and generally made herself available to provide support and guidance for other members of the team. Congratulations, Chloe. Next recipient is Guillermo Gutierrez. Guillermo Gutierrez is from Thousand Oaks, California, and will graduate in May with majors in astrophysics and politics and government. Gio has been involved in several leadership programs on campus. He has served as president of the College Democrats, president and vice president of the Society of Physics Students, chair and member of both the Politics and Government and the Physics and Astronomy Student Boards, and tech coordinator and director of logistics for the Campus Programming Board. Leadership isn't about being the best. It's not about showing off your skills in every subject you come across, Gio says. Leadership is recognizing your strengths as well as the strengths in those around you and pushing everyone to strive for greatness. In addition to these leadership roles, Gil was also a physics research intern this summer. He was the individual director of the March for Science trip to Washington, D.C. in 2017 and the voter registration coordinator for College Democrats from 2015 to 2016. Gio is extremely motivated to make a positive difference in the world and to initiate action steps to make his voice heard appropriately in order to help facilitate positive change, says Robert Herring Kay, professor of physics and astronomy. Gio has also played a pivotal role in the student mentorship program in our department, where upper-level majors are paired with first-year students in an effort to help them acclimate to OWU and our department more smoothly. He has been a very active member over the past 2 years and has even served as a mentor to the mentors themselves. Congratulations, Gio. Our next recipient is Brian Jordan. Brian Jordan is from Austin, Texas, and will graduate in May with majors in pre-medicine, neuroscience, and psychology. Brian has been engaged since his freshman year in his academics, athletics, and extracurricular activities. I have been fortunate enough to be surrounded by individuals at OWU who have enabled me to develop the necessary leadership skills required of any great physician, Brian says. Skills that include the knowledge that great leaders don't always have to be at the front of the pack to influence others, the humility to place more time and effort into your team than yourself, and the integrity to relentlessly hold myself and others to the highest of standards. His leadership roles on campus include serving 2 years as team captain of the OWU varsity swim and dive team, president and vice president of OWU's pre-health club, founder and inaugural president of the local chapter of the OWU Pre-Soma Club, and general manager and swim instructor of OWU Bishop Bubbles swim lesson program. Brian has also been an active member of the Alpha Chi chapter of Chi Phi. He has served as the executive risk manager, recruitment captain, social chair, scholarship chair, recruitment chair, and resident assistant of his fraternity. Additionally, he has also volunteered for several service involvement opportunities, including OWU's Crop Walk, the Grace Clinic of Ohio, Relay for Life, Meals on Wheels, and the Children's Book Drive, among others. Brian has demonstrated his leadership in all aspects of his life. I can't see him slowing down in his endeavors, said Richard Hawes, professor and head swimming coach. With his experience, he will be a great role model and leader for the rest of his life. Brian, congratulations. Next recipient is Madeline Jasinski. Madeline Jasinski is from Atlanta, Georgia, and will graduate in May with a major in economics and minors in accounting and Chinese. Madeline has been a leader since her first days on campus. During her freshman year, she was awarded the Outstanding First Year Student Award, which recognized her excellence in the classroom and leadership on campus. She is president of the Senior Class Council, chief administrative officer and executive assistant at Kappa Alpha Theta, vice president and Red Alert chairwoman of the OWU Student Alumni Association, and a lead fellow and OWU Panhellenics Greek Week co-chair. I think the most fundamental lesson I learned at Ohio Wesleyan is that leadership is not necessarily the same as holding a leadership position, Madeline says. It is entirely possible not to hold an official position but still act as a leader, or to hold a leadership position but not be respected as a leader. In any situation, it is possible to work toward leadership and to earn the respect of others. During her sophomore year, Madeline also became a member of Moot Court. Michael Essler, professor of politics and government and the coach of Ohio Wesleyan's Moot Court system, said the team appeals to ambitious, high-achieving students, and he notes that Madeline emerged as a top orator among a group of upper-class students. She and her teammates advanced into one of the most competitive regions in the country, and Madeline earned individual honors, which are awarded only to the top 20 orators. Madeline is personable with a wide range of friends and admirers, says Essler, one of her nominators. She is highly mature and is at ease in a wide range of social settings. She has had diverse life experiences, including growing up in China. She reliably brings a different point of view in her conversations. Finally, she is committed to social causes, and I'm confident that she will be a credit to the legal profession, her chosen career path. Madeline, congratulations to you. And our last recipient is Katie Cushion. Katie Cushion is from Pittsburgh, New York, and will graduate in May with a major in music and a minor in international studies. Since her arrival at Ohio Wesleyan, Katie has been engaged in the OU community and filled several leadership roles. She served as president and entertainment director of the campus programming board, promotions director and host of OU Radio, new member director of Kappa Alpha Theta, orientation leader and co-director of OU's orientation program, secretary of senior class council, a lead fellow, and state chair of mock convention. I've gone from a first-year student who sought friends and mentors to a confident graduate who strives to live her values and lift others up, Katie says. Because of my OU leadership experiences and the mentors I have at OU, I also understand that leadership is a lifelong pursuit. Because of OU, I have the tools to live well and mentor others throughout my life. As Director of Program Education for Orientation, Katie created and implemented curriculum and experiences for nearly 500 incoming students to help ease their transition to OU. In this role, she also created a training program for orientation leaders that focused on the leader's personal development in addition to program training and logistics. For her involvement in campus activities, the National Association for Campus Activities recognized her as the nation's outstanding undergraduate student leader. She received her award in October during the 2017 NACA Mid-American Regional Conference in Covington, Kentucky. Katie has left an impact on Ohio Wesleyan and the students here, says Brad Pulsini, Associate Dean for Student Engagement and Director of the First Year Experience. She was a major player in the overhaul of our new student transition programs that better address the transitional and developmental needs of our incoming students. She has also enhanced student programming on campus during her time with CPB and has influenced her sorority and its members through her new member education program. All of this is to say that Katie's impact on the student body of Ohio Wesleyan can be seen in almost every corner of campus. Congratulations, Katie, and please join me in recognizing all of our Meek Leadership Award recipients.
Well, this has been an extraordinary afternoon. We have not been here that long, but we have heard remarkable stories reflecting the achievements and accomplishments of outstanding students. And while those we have recognized today are certainly worthy of the awards and recognition they have received, I would hasten to add that they are not alone. They are representative of the accomplishments of a much larger collection of students that is in the entire Ohio Wesleyan student body. I think about the charter written with the founding of Ohio Wesleyan 176 years ago, when our founders wrote that an Ohio Wesleyan education was to be described or designed to be designed for the benefit of citizens in general. And when I reflect on that, what it says to me is that the education our students receive here ultimately is not about them. Rather, ultimately, it is about the impact that they will have on the larger world. And for much of its history, Ohio Wesleyan's family, alumni, faculty, friends, have described an education on this campus that is for leadership and service. That education designed for the benefit of citizens in general is one that is for leadership and service. That's what we celebrated today. The leadership and service provided on campus even during their years as students. And what gives me great hope is when I think about the leadership and service provided over the years on this campus, the optimism that I can have about the leadership and service that these students will provide to the larger world, fulfilling that historic and founding commitment of an education designed for the benefit of citizens in general. I wanted to share, because some of you may not be aware, of the story of the Guy Sarvis Award. Guy Sarvis was a faculty member in the Department of Sociology in the 30s and 40s. And in the 30s, as the Nazi regime was taking hold in Europe, through his Quaker faith in the Quaker community, he offered his home as a place of refuge. And a young woman and her infant son, the Ollendorfs, the boy's name was Stephen, and her husband, the boy's father, fled the Nazi regime just prior to its entering their community and taking the lives of most of their relatives. They came to this country. Mr. Ohlendorf, Dr. Ohlendorf, was a physician who needed to learn the language and establish his practice in New York. And so while he was doing that for a year, his wife and infant son lived here in Delaware in the home of Dr. Guy Sarvis. A year later, the family moved to New York. Mother and son joined Dr. Ohlendorf. Stephen grew up. He went to Columbia. He went to Columbia Law School. He became an attorney in New York. He practiced law, doing mergers and acquisitions in the international arena. And by coincidence, 6 or 7 years ago, happened to be touring in Southeast Asia in a tour group that included the chair of the Ohio Wesleyan Board of Trustees. And when he learned that one of his companions was from Ohio Wesleyan, he said, "Let me tell you my story." He told him the story of how Guy Sarvis had, in a time of deep despair, provided to this refugee family a home right over here on Park Street here in Delaware. And he said, "When we get back to the States, I want you to put me in touch with the school because I want that story to be remembered." And so we made contact. We visited the Ohlendorfs. He said, "Here's how I want it to be remembered. I want to endow an award that is given each year to recognize people who share the values of cross-cultural interaction that Dr. Sarvis shared when he welcomed my mother and me into his home at an age I cannot even remember." After the Ohlendorfs settled in New York, whenever Dr. Sarvis would visit New York, he would be the guest in their home. And so Stephen grew up knowing him. I share that story partly because it's really, to me, a remarkable and powerful story. Stephen Ohlendorf was our commencement speaker 3 or 4 years ago. But I share it also because it says to me that the values of leadership and service which we have celebrated here today are deeply embedded in the culture of Ohio Wesleyan. They are deeply embedded in the genetic composition of this institution. And to those who have been recognized today, I say thank you. Thank you for sharing and reflecting those values in powerful ways. Thank you.
Quite an amazing program, quite a list of accomplishments, but also character. It's been a gift for each of us to celebrate the many contributions each of our award recipients have offered Ohio Wesleyan and to the community. I would like to thank Spencer Zhang for playing the piano during the reception. Is he still here, Spencer? That was a play and run on his end. And award assistants, former outstanding first-year students as well. I know that everyone is eager to offer hugs and take photos, but immediately after the singing of our alma mater, we are going to send all award recipients off for their group photo in the atrium. They will return for photos and further enjoy refreshments with Ohio Wesleyan friends and family. We would like the award recipients to all stand for our recognition one last time. Congratulations to all those receiving awards. Through your legacy of leadership and service, each of you have made your mark on the Ohio Wesleyan community. And now, if everyone could please stand for the singing of our alma mater, led by Katie Cushion.
Ohio Wesleyan, sweetly and strong, rises our hymn of praise for thee alone. Heaven re-echoes it, not let it ring. Oh, proud is thy crown, rarest of laurels ere victory hast known. Noblest achievements have hallowed thy name. O high, O Wesleyan, deathless thy fame.
Thank you for coming. Have a wonderful weekend.